A quick disclaimer before we begin. Everything discussed in this episode reflects our personal opinions and experiences as educators. Always use your professional judgment and follow your organization's policies when evaluating and using AI tools. Welcome to Classroom to Code. I'm Nadia.
And I'm Noni.
We are two teacher moms in two different countries who somehow found ourselves building apps, learning AI, joining a Replit build-a-thon, and realizing that maybe we were never as far from tech as we thought.
Because before we ever called ourselves builders, we were teachers. We were already adapting, troubleshooting, differentiating, testing, fixing, and trying again.
This podcast is about what happens when teachers stop waiting for someone else to build the thing that they need and start asking, can I make this myself?
We'll talk about the messy parts, the scary parts, and the what am I even doing parts. And the moments where something finally works and you think, wait, I actually built that?
We'll talk about AI literacy, education, app building, design mistakes, accidental wins, motherhood, and what it really looks like to go from an idea in your head to something real.
And if you're listening and thinking, I'm not technical enough, I'm too late, or people like me don't build things like this, then honestly, this is the show for you.
Because we thought that too.
And we were wrong.
Welcome to Classroom to Code. Today we're talking about something that feels really technical, but it's actually really deeply connected to teaching. We're going to be talking about teaching skills and instructions, which is so much of what teachers do, but it also happens to be the terminology that we use as builders of apps. And the big idea here is that what we do as teachers is so similar to what you need to do to vibe code or to use AI for coding.
So this is what we're getting into today. We're going to cover four main things. First, what Replit skills are and how they help the agent do specific tasks really well. Second, custom instructions and how they help Replit set standards across every build, which is what I'm really looking forward to learning today myself. Third, the education connection, because this is where teachers have a real advantage. And then finally, what this looks like in practice using examples from modal education. The theme here is teaching the machine. Instead of thinking of AI as magic, we're thinking of it as something we can guide, structure, and train through clear expectations.
Right. I think that's such a big part of this is that people don't understand. They think AI is a source of knowledge or that it is something that, will know what to do and you can give it some like minimal instruction and then it will give you something that's good. And if it doesn't, then oh, AI is not great. But really what you have to do is you have to teach the AI what you want as an output by the way that you communicate with it and the way that you communicate over time and using the memory features as well. And I'm not going to get into the technical piece of this at all today because I'm not a technical AI computer scientist or any of that. I use it like a teacher and I think of AI as a student that I'm teaching how to give me the output that I want and to use the skills that I've taught it. So it's great because on Replit where we build, the skills and instructions terminology is actually something that they use within the app. And I'll show you that at the end and how I use it for my ecosystem. All right. So instructions are, just so you understand the difference in this terminology, as far as Replit goes, instructions are the standards that everything is held to. So one way to think about it is if you are, let's say you're a middle school teacher or a high school teacher, I don't know what you call it in the UK, I think the terms are different, but if you're
Primary school and high school.
yeah, so
Yeah.
if you're teaching older kids, let's say you're teaching essays, right? So a lot of times you'll hear something like you have to use 12 font Times New Roman,
Yeah.
uh, double spaced, right? Across all your essays. So for me, it's an analogy here for what instructions are. Those are the standards that you want applied no matter what you're building across all your builds. So
Mm-hmm.
every time I tell the students at the beginning of the year, the instructions for your essay writing, you need to have, double spaced, Arial at Times New Roman, 12-point font. This is even like if you're thinking like university, college level, we've got the standards like APA standards, how we do citations, things like that, whichever one you use. Um, that is what instructions are in Replit. It is what you want to apply across all of your projects.
Mm-hmm. So
This
instead of explaining the to the agent over and over again, you've got it there saved as a skill.
Yes. So it's
Okay.
actually called instructions, and I'll show you how to get there. It's on the same menu as skill in your account, but there's skills and then there's instructions. So there's two different things. And I think instructions, you think of them as the overarching. It's everything is held to that. It is the default. Once you put them in, they automatically save, and then all your conversations with agent take that into account. So I'll give you some examples of what that can look like. But for me personally, instructions are design standards. So I build for accessibility standards and I use certain frameworks. And so I have put into my instructions, it's one set for all my apps. I've put in this is the way that I want you to build for accessibility. These are the frameworks that I need you to use every single time so that my apps don't look wildly different from each other and they all are kind of the same level of accessibility. Another big thing, and Noni, you can talk about your brand as well because we have to talk about the importance of branding because
Mm-hmm.
people really, really respond in different ways depending on your brand. And you are communicating what who you are trying to talk to through the font you choose, the colors you choose, the name, the logos, things like that. And I know you have a pretty distinct brand now. Can you tell us a little bit about like the choices you made with with Bamboo Brain and why you chose certain colors and fonts and all of that?
Yeah, I wanted it to be like something that's really engaging for primary school children. The kind of fonts make it look playful rather than like boring, not something that they're gonna want to look at. The colors needed to be vibrant for me specifically. I feel like children engage with vibrant colors rather than pastel neutral colors more often. Um, and so I've tried to apply that throughout all of my apps so that it's got that same feel to it. But I feel like, but I didn't use the skill to do that. So I feel like the skill that you're talking about, being able to give agent the specific UI or UX that you want for your app, you can give it to the agent, save it as a skill, and then use it across all your apps.
So I think it's important to know that skills and instructions are two different things.
Okay,
Within,
so this
yeah.
is what I'm confused on.
Yeah, so I just learned this, and so I'm happy to explain it because it was a light bulb moment for me. But instructions are they're automatic. It's almost like default
Mm-hmm.
settings. Skills are specific tasks that you can tell it within the build to use this, and it will know what to do based on that set, right? Whereas the
Mm-hmm.
instructions are automatically applied throughout. So the way that I talked about the essay writing, I don't tell the children every time you write an essay it's not a new set of instructions every time. Those are the standards, right? But maybe there's something that's specific to that essay that is only maybe half of the essays they use this skill. That's what a skill is. So, and I think it'll make more sense when I show you what it looks like in
Yeah,
Tablet. But
yeah,
basically,
more of a visual learner.
perfect. So, and let me know if you have questions. But the way I think of it is if you are making something that has multiple apps. So, for example, for me, I'm the founder of Modal Education. We now have 12 apps. We have apps for parents, we have apps for teachers, apps for students, content apps, things like that. I want every single one of my apps to use my logo, my brand
Mm-hmm.
colors. I want it to say copyright Modal Education at the bottom. I want it to have accessibility standards. I want it to always have let's say, certain principles, there's accessibility principles. I want it always to be applied and checked for. That will go into my instructions. And that way, when I start building a new app or when I'm building an app, I have those instructions are I don't have to keep telling it, put modal education copyright at the bottom. It knows it because it's in the
Yeah.
instructions. For skills, I'm thinking, for example, not all my apps,
Sorry.
that's okay. Not all apps go on the App Store for me, right? But when
Mm-hmm.
they do, or when they're supposed to go on the App Store, I want to get them ready for the App Store. I have a skill that says prep this for the App Store. And that,
Oh.
yeah, that's like case by case, but it's saved. So I don't have to type it in every time I want it. So, but instructions are
Mm-hmm.
overarching. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, yeah. I think it'll make more sense when you show us
Yeah.
how to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
I'll
makes a lot
take you
more
in.
sense.
Yeah, so you can decide skills are the smaller, case by case instructions are applied to everything. Brand,
Mm-hmm.
I think for you, if you want it to say bamboo brain on the bottom, you can put that copyright there. I want every one of my apps at the bottom to have a footer that links to the main hub page, right? Modal
So
education.
that would be through skills, not instructions.
That would be instructions because I want it for
Instructions, not skills. Ah, okay. So
every.
if I want to have my Panda logo throughout all of my apps and make that an instruction, and that
Yeah.
instruction can be saved.
Yes, exactly. And it is in the same menu, just a different tab and skills. And I'll show that to you. I think it's useful for
Okay.
design standards, right? Like I hate a cluttered page. I hate a cluttered landing page. It drives me crazy. And so much of AI design is just clutter. They're putting like sparks here and this here and like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
unnecessary stuff. And so I've put into my instructions, never do that. Another thing that
Yeah.
I really, really dislike that AI tends to do is it tends to speak in absolutes. Even this, it says everything in this situation, it's everything, but I would have it make an account that would make these broad claims that would say this is for every learner, and I'm like, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to say every learner on any of my apps. Never use absolute language in what I create.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how
I
I talk,
agree.
that's not how I build. And so I put that in instructions so it automatically knows. It also likes to use this little AI spark icon. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have. I
Everything
have.
AI.
I have it removed so many times.
Yes, so put that in your instructions. Say never use
Mm-hmm.
that icon. It's in mine. I say don't
Yeah.
use that icon because
I'll
I
have
hate
to
it.
add it on. Once
Yeah.
you show me today how to do it, I will be
Yeah.
applying it through because then
Yeah.
it saves so much time and credits, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, because you're not re-prompting and prompting and fixing it and finding
Mm-hmm.
it in random places, it's so much easier to build it right the first time than to go back and keep changing things. And
Yeah.
you're again not expending your credits as much. Use it for brand, use it for ownership, use it for your design principle. So whatever your design looks like, tell it one time, and then it will create the baseline from that. If you're designing for a specific audience, I believe, Noni, your audience is students, right? So you have certain
Yep.
things. You can tell it I design apps for students if you want. If you're going to design apps for other things, then you can make that a skill and whatnot. Learning principles for me, this is a big one when we think about standards. You all have national standards, right? For learning?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah. So
National curriculum.
we have national and state, right? And so and it's by the content area and whatnot. And so I put in that I want alignment. Like show me which standards
Okay.
align to whatever I create. So that's also something you can put in
Yeah.
instructions, but it's going to vary
That would
depending.
be so useful because every single one of my apps it needs to follow the UK national curriculum. So having that as an instruction would be so much more handy because there's so many things across every single app that I want to have the same, but then I'm having to retell agent over and over again. So I'm really excited to learn this.
This was a huge, huge light bulb moment for me this week, actually, where I was like, wait, I did a post about it too on X. I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not know?
Mm,
How did I not know? And I keep telling it. I'm like, no, make it like this. Don't use the spark icon. Don't use absolute language. It's just driving me crazy because I'm like, I told you that on my other app. Now I don't have to say it again. So I think this is a game changer for anyone who is building. But for skills as well, I'll show you the difference between that, what things make good skills, what things make good instructions. But I think the number
hmm
one thing is that as teachers, we need to know that we are teaching the AI. And so we already intuitively know how to do this. So we're always writing learning objectives, correct? When you do a lesson, you're like,
All the
this,
time.
yeah, this is what they need to learn. And we've got standards. You know it's a good lesson or not, or you design
Hmm
around certain things. Scaffolding. So scaffolding complex tasks. This is a big one. And I think this is why teachers make such good, even like if you're not building apps, the users of AI, because we know how to operate from the assumption that it might not already know, and we know how to
hmm
explain, right? And so much of what you're doing is you're explaining to the AI, this is what I want, right? This is the output, this is how I want it to look. So scaffolding is you're meeting it where it is, right? And figuring out where it is and putting it in a way that it understands. We're doing this every day. Like, I don't even think you probably don't even think about it. You don't go, oh, I'm going to scaffold.
Yeah.
You do it
Yeah.
intuitively.
You just
right?
do it naturally.
It's just good teaching. And then you
Hmm.
build for the learner, not the person who already knows. And this is big. With AI, AI does know a lot of things and it'll be able to pull information. I don't know if I want to say no. It will pull information that's needed, but don't assume. Even in our discussions, Noni, there have been times where I've used something, like I've used a term, and you've said, let's back up and let's explain what that means. That is a
Yeah.
very teacher instinct. We also realize that we don't sound smarter when we use jargon. There is
Hmm.
true intelligence knows how to explain in a way that other people understand. And
Yeah,
that,
because we were at that point where we didn't know a lot of these technical terms. So I think it's important when we do mention the few that we do know to explain them what they actually mean for anyone who doesn't really know. And we don't have tech backgrounds, and we're not you know, very what's the word?
techie.
What's the word?
I would say it's we're not developers. We're not seasoned developers. We haven't been in this space
Yeah,
for a long time. We are developers now through vibe coding, right?
yeah. So we
Um,
don't have that background. We don't have that software developing background. So, we don't know all the technical terms. Um, but we've picked up quite a few.
One true indicator of somebody who is going to be good at this for me is when you're able to pause somebody and say, I don't know what that means. Can you explain that to
Mm-hmm.
me? That's when you're serious about learning. You have to put your ego aside. We're all learning. Things are changing so fast that you can be super advanced in AI use and all this, and something new comes out and you don't know it yet. So the comfort to admit that you don't know and that you want to learn, or telling someone to slow down. Like you're speaking, how many times do we do that to each other, Noni? Like both of us,
Yeah,
where
all the
what
time.
I'm saying. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
wait, let me explain it, especially with us being in different countries and using different terms. Um, but I love this. Every skill that you write is like a lesson plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or something that you're doing, for that day. Every instruction is a classroom norm. So, like, if we take a second, we think of it as instructions are broad, they're overarching. Skills are things that you can do once, or you can do again, or you can use it repeatedly as needed. You don't have to use it every time. Okay.
Okay. I love how you referenced it to the classroom because now it makes a lot more sense for me. Like
Okay, good.
instructions is like all the time, and then skills are like things that we keep applying. Very
Yes.
cool way to explain it.
Yeah, yeah. So teachers
You
know what that means.
explained it in a way, yeah. So in a way, explain makes sense to teachers.
Yes. So teaching is the machine, right? Like we're teaching the machine and we're building with it. Building is
Hmm.
what we're doing. So we already know as teachers how to write lesson plans. We already know how to set standards or norms for the classroom and for a room full of people. Think of that when you're building, and that's going to help you when you're writing skills and instructions.
Hmm.
I want to show you what it looks like on my side. But before I do that, this is the teacher in me wanting to say, do you think that there's anything confusing or something that we should go over before we see it? Or are you ready to just look?
Yeah, I think it's better to see it visually
Okay.
and
So I'm
talk through it visually.
So what I wanted to do is I wanted to just show somebody first what it looks like. Let's say it's your first time using Replit and you're building something. You probably wouldn't use a skill right away. But just so you know, whenever you're building and you hit that plus sign, you have these different options here. You can also import things. I love how many different types of files you can input or upload. I don't know. I've hit limits on how much, like how big it can be, but
Hmm.
I haven't seen it say we don't take that type of file. Have you seen?
I have.
Uh-huh.
I've seen it take JPEGs, PNGs, all sorts of files. Like if you want to use a picture for reference or something. But one thing it doesn't do, which I was really hoping it does, was is MP4 is like a video, as like a short clip, just to give
Uh-huh.
an idea of a walkthrough of a kind of app. I attempted doing that, didn't work out. So I'm
Oh,
hoping that's something that they might add later. But besides that, it'll take documents, images, um, other notes, pasted notes, um, but not a video clip, which I'm hoping that they can add soon.
interesting. Because I've had it pull videos I'm migrating one of my software, one of my programs over. My math program is all video based. It's just like 5,000 videos, and I've had it pull videos and read videos. But I wonder how I did that
Wow.
because I don't think it was just this. I didn't upload it. I gave it a link. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe that's a different way around it. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about it. I've never used Figma
It can
either.
use, yeah, it can use a link. So if you give it a link, it can pull it from the link, but it won't take an uploaded video clip. And it also won't take what else is it? Eleven's Lab. You can use an API to connect Eleven's Lab. Oh, we're going off topic here now, but
That's okay.
we can use API to connect your Eleven's Lab for voices. You know Eleven's Lab.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for like voiceovers and voices to use within your app, but um it won't if you download the voice,
Hmm.
um which you don't need to do. You can do it through your 11's Lab API. But just for example, I put up a voice clip and it couldn't read the file itself, but it did attach it to the app. So there's different things
Okay.
that you can attach and cannot attach,
Yeah.
that can read
I
and
think
not
it'll
read.
attach and not read. Yeah, I don't use 11 Labs. I use Speechify. I've been a Speechify user for a long time. And it allows you to do custom voice. And I like to have my own voice on a lot of my
Hmm.
apps. And also I have Speechify Studio, so it does like feelings as well. So I can say do this in like a
Hmm.
control voice or do it like that. I used 11 Labs once, but I just, it's almost like what you're comfortable with is what you default to. And I already, have been using that for years. So
Yeah.
um whichever one, but it's a very seamless to put it in there for me. I have it on my promo videos and whatnot, and it's been great. And it's a big part of accessibility too, is being able to use those different. I mean, I'm modal math, modal education because I use multimodal learning, so multiple modalities,
Hmm.
which is like the voice, the text, sign language, all of that. So that's the whole the brand that I have. So back to skills. I want to show you first skills here that are already in based on what Replit gives you as default. So I haven't used these, but they have skills here, right? They have a skill finder, which might help you by it says recommend the right Replit skill based on
Hmm.
the user's goal, create new reusable skills. So you can create skills by doing that. And then travel assistant, there's something personal that you can do. Design thinker, apply design thinking to validate ideas. You want to try one together? Maybe we can try one.
Yeah, let's try the design think. I like the idea of that one.
Okay. Do you have an idea of what kind of idea we should validate, or what should we ask it?
Since we're both educators, let's go for a educational app, maybe aimed at what age range?
Aimed at third graders. Um,
For
what's a subject that you've been wanting to get into? I've seen you make science, I've seen you do math. I've done
sciences,
reading.
sciences done. You've done geography,
Yeah.
history.
Based on both UK standards, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
what it's called, and
We
uh
call it curriculum, the
okay,
national curriculum. But standard is fine.
that's okay.
National standard or curriculum, either
Um,
one.
and let's say the Common Core. I mean, there are different states and ways that this is done, but that's a different. So,
Oh, so you have a different curriculum for a different state?
yes.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, the US is huge and there's a lot of different uh, ways that people want education to look based on where you are. And so state by state, but there
Ah.
are national overarching themes throughout and things like that as well. Okay, so I want you to plan um, an excellent interactive multimodal, 'cause that's my brand. I will tell you that I have, we're practicing with a skill, but I have my instructions are already in there for
Mm-hmm.
my branding. So you'll see that. And we can look at what my instructions are based on what it creates as well. Okay, I need to
Mm-hmm.
plan an excellent interactive multimodal app for this. This is very general. Do we have a
So does it know what? Hold on. What's multimodal?
multimodal means multiple modalities, which means through different avenues, right? Because a modality is
Mm-hmm.
how you communicate something. So we can say here, we can say text, voice over, um, I don't want to make it too complicated, but We do text, voice over, use accessibility features. Um, make a kid friendly app for this. And in the interest of credits, I'm not
So
gonna.
are you doing this?
Mhm.
Oh, you didn't click. You didn't click if it was a website or a mobile app. So what would it do on default? A web app?
Oh, well, that's so good. I'm so happy you asked that because I remember in one of the lives they said that it will choose the best one for us.
Oh,
So let's see what it
interesting.
does. Generally, for me, I don't
I feel
specify.
like I've done that before where I've not clicked and then it's made me a mobile app. Um, or a web app. Was it maybe a web app where I wanted a mobile app? But then we were easily able to change it into a mobile app or add another artifact to make it a mobile app. So I had the web page and the mobile app.
Okay. So which history topics? So I like how it's asking me questions. Which history topics would you like lessons to cover? I know that you've done ancient Greece and ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
American history is not going to be interesting to you. Let the app cover a broad mix. Let's just see, right? What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, what feeling should the app have? So I love agents' questions. They're so great.
Yes.
What feeling, what do you think?
Oh, so playful and adventurous, warm and cozy. I like it. Not a bright museum explorer. Oh, they all sound so
I
good.
like the Museum Explorer, clean,
I
curious. So
think I, I think I saw someone recently ask agent to create three different versions on Canvas. Have you seen that?
I think so. I think it was on one of the lives, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was on the educational live actually.
Okay, okay,
I think somebody asked agent to make three different versions of it, and then you got to choose which one you like the most.
okay. I'm gonna
Bright
say
Museum.
different versions so I can choose. But I just had a thought. Like I want it to be gamified and immersive.
Yes, love that.
Okay. Should the app have lesson time travel missions with quizzes and a progress map? Journey and accomplishment?
Should we keep it simple for now?
Okay. You want to do just
Keep
lessons
it
in there?
simple, just lessons and emotion. Nah. Let's do
Let's see what it
quizzes
can do.
and yeah, see what it comes up with.
Let's just use the built-in narration because I'm not going to put my
Yeah.
API key in right now. Okay, so now it's working.
Yeah, I found that the built-in narration is a bit robotic. Well, it was before. I don't know
Yeah.
what it's like now. When I was doing on one of my apps for teaching another language, um, the the actually when I was doing one a few months back to teach English for people who have English as additional language, it was very robotic. But then this time when I did it for a different language app, it wasn't so robotic. It had automatically just taken it from Eleven's Lab before I connected my Eleven's Lab API. So that
Okay.
was interesting. And I think it was a certain amount of times you can use. I think that they had a free amount of 11 Labs voices you can use. And when it
Okay.
reached that free amount, then it asked me to attach my API, which is
Okay.
interesting.
So it's already there. That's great because I don't use the Eleven Labs, so
Yeah.
that's good to know. With Speechify, I already have an annual paid
But there's a
membership.
limit to it. There is a limit to it until you have to add your own API.
Okay. And it will fall back onto the more robotic one. That's happened to me before. Um,
Hmm.
but one thing I want to say is that while this is building, what's cool is it reminds us here and for our listeners, if you don't know where to start, both Noni and I place our referral links. You could choose one or the other, and you will get $20 in credits. And then it'll give us $20 in credits too. And so we can help each other and support each other building through the referral links that are on our YouTube and our Spotify. Um, and please feel free to use them just so you can try it too without paying. Um,
Yeah, you do have to uh, get the one of the paid plans, so
okay.
it won't apply to the starter one. You'd have to get a core or a pro account, but you do get a extra 20 to spend.
Yeah, and it can go a long way on Replit.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Even
so
when this finishes building, we could show how many credits it used for building the MVP.
oh, that's a
I
good.
think it'll.
So it was 59 cents so far with just kind of the back and forth that we did, right? Yep.
Hmm.
The planning. 59 cents, which you can't buy you anything in this country anymore. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, not here either.
I don't even know about gumballs. Like it used to be 25 cents for a gumball, and then I saw 50
Yeah,
cents. Now my daughter will walk by a gumball machine and I'll say, no, we've got gum
yeah,
at home.
yeah. I remember
Uh,
when I was younger, we could buy 10p, 10 pence, we say 10p,
mm,
sweets from the shop all the time. Can't do that anymore.
yep. No, even our dollar store does it, isn't things aren't a dollar anymore. I was like, can you use
No,
it? Yeah.
a pound shop is not a pound shop anymore.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is good to know kind of in real time. You can see what it's doing. It understood what we were saying. And this is going to be a really basic build. We're not going to go into authentication and logins and things like that for this. This
Hmm.
is just what we did, but we wanted to show you, what it looks like to use a skill, and what it looks like to start a build, right? Like how
It
do I,
even like breaks as it does it. It tells you all the tasks that it's going through, what it's doing.
yeah,
Um, I think that's really good to know
yeah,
what it's doing to your app, what it's applying, just to give
exactly.
you a bit more knowledge.
Exactly. I think that's a good point. So I'm only using the one. I do have the pro subscription, but so I could run multiple things. I like to kind of just put it in and let it cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
The beginning. And I had it selected. Remember we selected that design skill? This is the skill we checked before. Design thinker. Apply design thinking to validate ideas, define audiences, and prioritize directions. So
So
I
that's why I asked you all those questions.
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is cool. You can have a product manager, an AI secretary. Ooh, I haven't even used these yet. I'm going to use
That's
it.
interesting. That's interesting because every time I've built, I've not applied one of these skills, and it doesn't ask me all those little follow up questions. But that's really good when you select. So after we've selected this design thinking skill, it's asked you all those questions to be able to apply it the way you would want it specifically, which is really interesting.
I love it. And then the branding generator, you create a brand identity kit, video editing. So what's great is these are all people that would be on like a team. Let's say you have the funding, you would have someone who is like the secretary. There's an AI secretary who's drafting your emails. Like I think that is
So
managing
cool.
calendars, preparing agendas. That's awesome. That's something that I'm
That
gonna
is.
have to use. Product manager, design
Oh, I
thinker,
like
skill
that
finder.
video editing one. Sorry to
Oh,
cut you off, but that
yeah.
caught my eye. Go, let's have a look at the video editing one.
There's video editing. Edit video files. Yeah, so I think it creates a video editor for you
Trim,
within.
merge, add subtitles, effects, voiceover, then reformat. Huh. Interesting.
We will have to play with this
We'll
podcast
have to.
marketing. Hey, we have a podcast that we're doing right now, and I have not used this to make social posts, but maybe this is something
Oh.
that we should be doing. Notes, clips, and quote cards. Very good. Podcast generator. Turn topics into podcast scripts. So you and I are not AI. We're real people, which you could
Mm,
probably tell from our discussion. But this is interesting skill here that they haven't.
interesting.
These are default. I did not put them in, and it's creative
Very
photo
cool.
editor.
Very
Um,
cool. I really like that
recreate.
podcast
Yeah.
marketing. We're gonna have to look into that one.
Recreate a UI from a screenshot. Ooh, so if you like certain UI,
That's
infographic
nice.
builder, legal contract. Okay, this is interesting. Draft,
Ah,
review, or explain legal documents. I have lawyers in my family who would be very opposed to this, but I think,
privacy policies as well. I've done the privacy policy during for my app that I got on the App Store. I needed a privacy policy, and I asked agent, and it just made me one. But that looks really interesting.
yeah, and then we've got the flashcard generator. This is big for teachers. Generate flashcards,
Mm,
quizzes, study guides from notes or topics. And now I feel silly. I've created so many
awesome.
educational apps and I haven't used these skills yet.
Yeah.
File converter. It's a skill. You can always go back and use it, go back and click it into a project you already have as well. So that's what I'll do. File converter. This is the big one. How many times have you wanted to convert a file? Like this happens to me all the time. Cloning
Mm.
website. That's interesting. Review tax returns, identify missed deductions. What? I have never used it for my taxes.
Too
Um,
complicated for me.
yeah, my husband used to be an accountant. I defer to him.
I think it's different the way you do it in the US than you do it in the UK.
I think so. I have no idea about your system. Oh, it says the build is complete. So let's see. It said it took
Ooh,
4 minutes and 54 seconds. Oh, invoice generator. This is a
good.
big one. Excel spreadsheet, stock analyzer. Oh, let's see. What is that? Supplier research. We'll wait for this to load. GitHub Solution Finder. So it will check GitHub library. Deep research, big one.
Yes,
competitive
that's your kind of
analysis.
thing.
Yes. Competitive analysis, performing a competitive market analysis. This is really interesting. Interview prep. So mock interview simulators with voice, case interviews, behavioral prep. It's so source cards. This is great. Sometimes I look at things, I'm like, they've thought of everything. Professional
Yeah,
resumes,
so interesting.
AI
I think the
recruit.
next thing that they need to do is lesson planning.
Yes.
They
Storyboard,
probably have it on there somewhere.
content machine, GEO.
Yeah, create a storyboard. Oh, you did that one.
SEO. Yes, there's an SEO skill. That's awesome. To help with search engine optimization and see if there's, I feel like it's almost
It's
automatic.
auditor as
Yeah.
well. Very
So
cool.
don't be scared by this screen. This tends to show up and then look, it's so there's an error and it said here a different error, an incorrect, whatever it was. I don't need to know. It's gonna fix it. We've got AI SDR. What's an SDR? Do you know?
No idea. We're
Yeah,
gonna
so
have to find out.
you'll see there's a lot of,
I
and this is
think
education
it
too.
might be it's I don't know. It's an acronym I've searched before, but then I've forgotten. If I don't apply it, I don't remember it.
Yeah. And then there's ad creative, static ad
Oh,
creatives for social media. So this is cool.
that's
And
cool.
we've got an app here, a very basic one, that is being made, and I'll check it in a second. It's still working.
Oh,
So
I like the font on the app. It's really distracted me now. I like the font that they've used.
you like that?
Yeah, the font I like. I don't
Mhm.
like the white background, but we can always iterate.
Yeah, you can always, and you make it fit your style, right? So,
Hmm.
um, these are the skills that I created, and we can talk a little bit about it. There's also Replit had did a live recently um, about how to use skills, and that might be worth watching if you want to create your own skills.
So sorry to cut you off, but these skills that you've created, are these the one are these further up, further at the top
Yes, they're right here.
of
So
this
those are the first ones
list?
that show. These are the ones I've
Ah.
made. So what I'll do here is I'll show you what this looks like on my side. So if you want to go into making your own skills or instructions, you go into your settings on your Replit. That's where you find all this stuff, is where your billing is, all of that. And I have 7 skills that I created. So this is under customization. And this is how you and it says it's all really clearly defined. It's used automatically when a task matches the description, but you can also pull them the way that I did, where by selecting the skill. And it's shared with everyone in a workspace on every project. So people can see your skills if they're part of your team and they're using this. And you can write them yourself or you can upload them from a folder. I've been writing them myself. And I will show you. One thing I like to do is I create a promo video. Now let's do this. I create a promo video every single time I'm ready to put an app out. I think I post them on socials, things like that. And so I did a very basic guide on how to create a promo video. I
Ah,
actually shared this on X with some people who asked me how I created one of my promos.
cool.
And so, yeah, so I want it to be 30 seconds. I want to use it, I want it to be for phones, pretty much like for social media, stories, things like that. It's an App Store trailer and an explainer. This is, instructions on what to do for branding, how I want the intro to look. So an AI generated atmospheric clip, the mood of it, the closing, how I want it to end, like what I want the call to action to be, what I want the person who watches to do, and then, certain things like how the transition is going to look, the music. If you don't know how to write something like this, use AI to craft it.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask Replit itself to craft the skill with you, or you can, use another, your AI of choice. I've also got, configuring live payments because I have my accounts already set up in there. I just want to click that when I'm ready to go live and to start collecting payments. A big one for me, and we'll do a different episode on App Store publishing, but one of the things I need is a step-by-step guide of what to click, where to click it within the App
Mm-hmm.
Store. What is it called? There's a word for it, but in the Apple App Store, they have, their portal where you're putting in all the information before you
The
submit.
developer account, yeah.
Yes. And within my developer account, I want it to tell me what to write. And so I can even show you this. So it's the skill I made. And I wrote this by hand. You can tell. Make me a quick document I can download that walks me through step by step where to put what to put where, and it does my screenshots for me, and everything for publishing the app to the App Store. I want you to write the sections for me in one go. Give me every single step and assume I know nothing because I
Mm-hmm.
don't want it to assume that, I'm doing things. You have to tell it how to teach you as well sometimes. So you can use it
Yeah.
as a student, but also as a teacher. I'll show you.
So you could use this App Store publishing guide in your specific app. and then it will give you instructions according to what the app,
Yes.
what kind of features it includes in it.
Yes, and
Really
it'll
cool.
explain why too. And it'll say,
Very
if
cool. I
you
think you're gonna have to
hit
share this one with me.
Oh, I'm happy to. Yeah. And so we've got there's a whole bunch of things. I think I told you I like to make an export page for artifacts if I ever want to download things.
Hmm.
If I, want to
Yes,
combine.
this one I also need to do because a, I've made one like manually, but having a skill for it will be really helpful.
Right. So that's, and these skills came up over here. I did not show you my instructions, but let me get there in a second. One moment. So the instructions don't show up here. It basically, for me, the instructions are on that same screen. There's a tab that says instructions and it tells you what you want for your brand. So say there's a font you completely hate, right? Like people use
Yeah.
Comic Sans. I hate Comic Sans. If you hate that, say never use fonts like that or never use
Mhm.
these colors. And I don't like there's a generic look that a lot of vibe coded apps have. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't like that. So I'll tell it not to use certain features of that. Like don't use that spark icon. If you like the spark
Hmm.
icon, power to you. But look, so it says the copyright shows. Okay. So look, it at the at the bottom because I have told it, I didn't tell it this time to do copyright modal education, but because I had said that in the past and I put it in
Hmm.
my instructions, it knows to do that automatically.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you
So
didn't have to apply the instructions; they were just
they're automatically applied.
throughout all of your apps.
Yes.
Very,
So
very cool.
it's just building, but I'm very curious to see how this build.
Peek inside.
Oh, that's cute. It shows like a style.
I do really like I
Stone
do like the way
castles.
it's.
Uh-huh.
Does it read the whole thing?
Yeah, so it's the default
The
AI voice.
feudal system. Society was organized like a pyramid.
It's very,
Yeah, it's that robotic voice. But
yeah,
you can easily apply Eleven's Lab to this, and it'll do it for you. You can just.
yeah,
Oh, I like this. It's very cute.
yeah. It is cute. And it's very basic right now, but this is, we just made this up right now. Usually what I'll do is I'll have an idea and I'll plan it out. And I like certain styles. I like 3D animation styles and things like that. And that
Yes,
it look very different look and feel. You should give it.
it's really nice for your very first prompt, but then you can iterate um whatever styles you want to apply to it or change it. My apps are never the first prompt. I change it so much.
Yeah. So you see this copyright model education? This is from my instructions. I never told it to do
Cool, 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 cool. And
that. A
where do you
couple other,
apply those instructions?
yeah, let me show you one moment.
Because I think you said it's not showing up on your
No,
right
it
now.
doesn't show up there. Let me go here. Customization. Okay, sorry, I'm back to my screen. Let me reshare my screen real quick. Okay, can you see this?
Yes.
So I'm back under customization. What you do is you just click here.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So it applies to every conversation automatically. There's no trigger needed. It's your coding style, your tech choices, your tone, and more shared with everyone in the workspace. So I put, for example, every
So
app.
hold on. This thing highlighted in blue. Did you write that, or is that
No, no,
what's on?
these are the instructions for the instructions. So it tells you how to do it.
Okay,
It
okay,
says
okay.
it may impact, it's guided to follow the instructions, but it might, you still have to check. More specific rules are better. So craft it before you put it in, and modifying instructions will immediately impact all agent conversations. So, I put
Cool.
accessible by default. One thing I will show
Mm-hmm.
here is like under settings, you can control it. Did you notice that, it's put in the voiceover, but also we've got the text size here,
Yeah,
reducing
cool.
motion, turning off.
Animations.
One of my favorite things to do is to tell it to elevate the design as well. So
Yeah.
we'll build this, and then what we'll do is we'll use a skill and apply it and just see what it does. So let's see.
I
So
think I applied the skill once for the UI, the UX, for the design of the app.
mm,
Um, and it did focus on the design mostly, but I didn't use it across any other apps.
Yeah, that's when you put it in instructions. The app is rendering correctly and both architect bugs are fixed. All runtime errors resolved. 28 lesson illustrations. So I made me 28 pictures. Brand requirements are met. So, oh, I also don't like emojis. So that's why there's no emojis in here. I don't
Oh, brilliant. That's one
yeah,
thing I would want to put in my instructions is no emojis. I do not like the emojis.
no Spark AI icon. So all of this, the brand requirements, these are from my instructions. I didn't put these in right now. On the about page, type check. Okay, app has 7 errors. So it's giving me an overview of what it made. It's a web project in the preview pane. Task is complete. And then it's asking me to publish. I'm not ready to publish yet, but it says, let's see, fix the 2 issues. You want to see how much it was? Do you have a guess? Oh,
Well, because you
well,
know,
it just showed up. So this
$9.
is a $10 build.
But
Let's see.
but this is on power mode as well, isn't it? So power mode just does charge a little bit more than economy.
Yes, and I do have the testing turned on as well, so that makes it a little bit longer. You've got economy is going to be lower. Do you usually
Yeah,
build
I
on?
think if it was on economy, it would have been half the price. But when you build on power, it gets things more accurate. Sometimes I find that on economy, you might have to illustrate a lot more. But on power, it does a more effective job.
Mm-hmm. So I like this little quiz. It has a quiz. So should we add flashcards? We'll add it on economy and just see, right? So let's use a skill. And what's cool is you can create assets within. We could do another episode about, if we want to add animations or all of that,
Yeah,
your
cool.
slides,
I
document.
have made animations using not the skill, another artifact. Animations making ancient Egyptian videos for children to watch. They're like slides of Pixar, um Disney Pixar. I said make it Disney Pixar style. Ancient ancient Egypt instructional videos, information videos. I'm getting all my words mixed up today. So I
Good.
used animations to make um, ancient Egypt information videos,
I
and
love that.
it I can't even get
And you
my
can
words right.
just link it
But yeah,
in
it
here,
made it
right?
really
So.
nice, and it put like a um, background music and a voiceover on it as well, which was really great. And that was the one where it used the 11's Lab voice, not robotics. Quite good.
Okay. That's good to know. Maybe that's something we should look at. I'm gonna click flashcards. I want to increase interactivity in the app, create flashcards for each lesson and an area. You can do units. What do you think? I did it on economy. Let's see what it does.
You can even do it for like one area and see how it works out. And if you like it, then you can apply it on the
Right,
rest of them.
right.
I like to
Okay.
do it one bit at a
One.
time because if it doesn't turn out the way I like it, then I'd have to change it again all the way through.
Mm-hmm. And this is cute. So it
Do you
chose its
guys
own
do you guys
environment.
learn about Stone Age and the Iron Age? We do here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I think the focus is a little bit different. I mean, I also, for me, it's all blurred together. I took European history as an advanced placement class in high school, so I'm not sure how much of it I learned there and how much I learned in, grade school and all of that. So I'm not sure. But yes, I mean, you can publicly look up what our standards are. They're going to be different, but we do a lot of, look here, it's early American history. We learn a lot about this, the Native Americans,
Mm.
uh, because
I like the
American.
images it's made.
Yeah. And you can say maybe we should experiment and change the style just to show what's possible.
Maybe
Um,
on a new task you can change the background because the background color is really annoying me right now.
yeah. What color do you want the background?
I don't know. I don't know. Not a white because yeah, not a white. I don't know. What would you do?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't hate this background color as much as you do. I'm okay with
I
it,
do.
but it
I think
really,
if it was a, a little bit more color around, I don't know, I'm all about color. If it
yeah,
was a bit more colorful with the rest of it, maybe the white wouldn't annoy me so much.
look and feel to be more engaging for kids.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
we can just ask yeah, the agent to come up with something. Sometimes it comes up with something really good. As long as we say that we don't want something bright and white, see what it comes up with. On one of my apps, I made it. I said I want like a more of a spacey feel. That's all I said, like a feel like it's space. and it created a really nice gradient background with floating science, like floating icons, which were like related to science because it was a science app.
Okay, I am working in economy now. Okay, so it said here, I've got the arrow data, flashcard content is here, and it's planning the flashcard data. And then at the same time, we're drafting a plan here. I haven't told it to build yet, so it's going to show me its plan. So planning immersive visual redesign, because I don't like this look. I feel like it's boring. I don't know about you,
Mm-hmm.
but if I put this
I
in black,
think that's what it is. Yeah, that's I was going more for the background, but it is quite boring me.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's really boring. So we've got, I like that there's badges here, but I don't know much about it. And then we've got setting, we've got about curriculum aligned. So it's explaining the way that it works here. I like that about page, accessibility built in. So this is from, again, my instructions about accessibility. We've got the voiceover narrations, readable text, high contrast, reducing motion, keyboard navigation, and quizzes with feedback. So you see the instructions, but I still, again, not crazy about the look and feel. So let's see what it does.
Yep.
I told it to be more engaging. Oh, it has a
What
plan.
do you think about the font? I really like it.
You like
For
the font.
me
I don't like it.
personally, for my
I think we have
so for
a,
my kind of brand style, that's the kind of font I would like.
yeah, I think I'm just used to my brand and I've become kind of stuck in like the bolder because one of the big things is high
Yeah.
contrast for me. So I think maybe that's why. Okay, let's see what
Mm,
it's but again, that's why it's important to put instructions in for your brand because your brand is a reflection of you. You also build primarily for primary school kids, right? I build for
mm-hmm.
a huge array of people. I have operating systems, things like that. And so I tend to use just higher contrast, kind of like more less maybe for kids kind of more general type of fonts because I'm not only teaching kids, right? Or using it for kids. So I don't know, it varies and it's a reflection of your personality. It's and I think it's great, to be different. That's what makes you recognizable. So for
Mm,
the immersive historical redesign, the task that I asked it for, it's a dark, rich color background. So no more bright white or cream. So hopefully that helps.
yes.
Age parchment, stone walls, deep night sky, dark wood, rich jewel tones. I love jewel tones. Um,
Yes.
lesson player has an atmospheric background, era intro page. Let's see the difference. Quiz screen, animated elements, floating and breathing idle animations. That'll make such a difference.
Yeah.
Typography, let's see what it does. Badges and collectibles. Again, we've got compliance standards from my instructions. No emojis, no spark icons, modal education, copyright. That is um, that is exactly how I wanted it to be in the instructions, and it already applied it. It's nice to see. It puts out of scope, and then it tells you what steps it's going to do. Let's build it. And I'm doing it on economy, so let's see how much it
Cool.
costs. Kind of like a fun little experiment. And again, like I would make a logo, right? And put it.
Yeah. I would remove that and put my logo there as well. I don't like these default some of these default icons.
Yeah, and it looks like you have to go through it. You begin the mission. Let's try it. How do the earliest people get their food, Noni? Or drop
You
by?
didn't let me read the slides. By hunting and gathering.
I'm
That's
gonna quiz
right.
you. Oh, okay. So I give
That's all right.
feedback. What did people learn to do so they could settle down? Okay.
Not quite,
Flying.
but good try.
I like getting it wrong just to see, right? So material was discovered last to make strong tools. Do you know the answer to this?
Last. Iron?
Not quite, but good try.
You were right. I was wrong. Okay. So it gave me, I just wanted to see what the badge looks like. So I got the first tools badge. Oh,
Nice.
look, it
Cool.
made me
Oh, nice. I
look
do
good.
like that. That's very cute.
I love this gamified look
That's
here.
nice.
Great. Awesome. So we have this is building in the background here. Immersive historical visual redesign. Ooh, what do you think?
Ah, I like this slightly more.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Yeah.
scroll down? Let's have a look a bit. Huh.
It's still the same picture. So it's still working, I think. But what's cool is you see the
So
changes of
all it made was like a black background. It just made it dark mode.
yeah, let's see though. I don't think it's done.
Oh,
So
it's still doing.
yeah, it's still working. And it
Mm-hmm.
had the plan. So if you look at the plan, and again, I'm in economy, so it's as
Did it
rich.
say jeweled?
Jewel toned,
It's jewel tones, yeah,
gold, amber,
tone
teal,
accents.
crimson.
Okay, so it must still be working on that. I like the idea of like amber and teal and
Mm-hmm.
crimson.
Yeah. Let's see. Quit screen, theme part era, dark background, animated elements. 3D style button press. So it's still building, right? But you can always preview it. Look, it's changing already. Do you see that?
Yeah, yeah. I like that how they've got the image in the back. It's,
Yeah.
opacity is quite
It's already so
faded.
different. And this is again on economy. So I feel like if I did it on the higher
Power.
power, it would be even better or faster. I'm not,
Yeah,
but it's pretty good for, a prompt on the fly. Let's see. Peek inside. It's bigger. I like this. It looks nice.
yeah, that's nicer.
Oh, it's a cute little happy sun.
Mm. I'm really loving the images that it's come up with because
That's
it's like
right.
Mm-hmm.
that's right. Okay. The typical AI imagery that it doesn't look like that.
Yeah. So I like it. This is, I mean, if we put in a logo, should I just ask it to make us a logo?
I like how it's giving you a name for the website by itself, Time Explorers.
Yes, it does that. And sometimes I do keep the name. If
Yeah, sometimes I keep, but sometimes I like to change it.
yeah, actually, because I did not apply this to main, I don't want it to make me the logo yet.
Mm.
But yeah, this is cool.
Okay,
So
so because it's a separate task, you'll have to let it finish, apply it to the main version, and then make a logo.
yeah, because right now I haven't applied it, so we're still looking at this old design. But this is nice because we can
But
compare.
wouldn't it know that there's a skill being built and what it'll look like in the end? Because it, so can we not?
You apply
No?
it afterwards, I believe. I mean, I might be
Okay.
wrong, but in my experience, like this is the background task. It's redone it. And this is what the main version looks like. And after it's done building, we can see that. Because I just had it build flashcards here. See this? What kind of flashcard is that? Let's see here. Sometimes it looks better when you expand it. Nope, that's not it. So I'll have to tell it, like, what is this? I'll send it a screenshot. Why don't we send it a screenshot and see what happens? Oh, look, study
I've
hall.
done that before. I'll take a screenshot and be like, this doesn't look right. The
Mm,
text is coming off the box or something like that, and it'll fix it for me.
yeah, so like it says study hall here. It created its own section. And then I
Cool.
click study, and I'm like, ooh, this is weird. So what I'm gonna do, just so we show,
I like the animation though when it changes to the next question.
yeah,
It like flips the card.
I'm just screenshotting it, stick it in here and be like, the flashcards look bad. The text is off the card. Okay. I just, so like I didn't construct a prompt. Clearly, that's how I talk. Let's see how
That's
hard.
yeah. I like how you can use like really normal language, very informal language with it.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. Washington brand, let me now read the follow-up task skills and write the commit. So what the commit message means it's done, right? Um, it looks so different. So like, look, this is what we have now after that task. This is what we have before for ancient Egypt. Look at that.
So that was our basic prompt for what we got from the first prompt.
Yeah. And this was done on economy. So let's see how much this cost. But this is a major elevation of the design, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the difference between whether a kid will look at it or just refuse to do it when you're teaching young kids. So, and the content is the same, but it looks different. The great explorers. Oh, and it's giving me that. And again, don't worry about that. Excellent. I love how agent will complement itself sometimes. All screens look great, polished and on brand. This is great.
Yeah, it just
Cute.
that pops up whilst it's building things
Mm-hmm. This is cute. Is this something you
using
would use with your
smartphones.
students? Would you use this with
Say
your
that
students?
again. Oh, absolutely. This looks so good. And it's so engaging as well because it's got those little pictures and the information is not overwhelming. That's really good for children. There's like a little bit of information and then it gives you like a few little questions at the end.
Yes, that's actually from my instructions. So I
Yeah,
put, we want to make sure that we're segmenting. We're not overwhelming with, input
that's
and
good.
text and all that because a lot of my students that I design for, they're, whether it's low language or, maybe some kind of neurodivergence or whatever, they need things kind of um slowly given to them. And so I
Broken
design
down.
that. Yeah, exactly. Or scaffolding. And there's so many, terms for what you can do
I
with.
That's a really good thing to put in instructions because I found that sometimes when I'm building an app, it gives a lot of text on the screen, like it's unnecessary and it's like very cluttery.
Mhm.
So I think that's important to put onto your instructions so that every app that it makes, it's only a little bit of text on the screen
Right.
because that can overwhelm children. I mean, neurodivergent or not, that can overwhelm any
Mhm.
child.
I just stuck that in there. So it did the redesign, right? And the redesign cost, did it tell me or did I interrupt it? Saved your
Is
changes.
it still going?
I don't know, because I just gave it another prompt. I said, make us a nice logo as well. But one thing that you should, what that's interesting is you can also update your, let's say I added the flashcards here in main, right? And then I'm already working on this redesign here and I haven't merged it to main yet, but I want to see what the flashcards look like. So if you go update in main, now the flashcards showed up here or update from main. Now these are the funny looking flashcards. So it says fix. The text is now properly contained inside. There you go. It fixed my flashcards. Good.
Cool. Way better.
Yeah. And I'm going to update here because so I hadn't updated yet. Let's update for main. I'm still updating. So you have to kind of, know that they're running in parallel. It's,
Mm-hmm.
what do they call them? Parallel agents. And
Yeah.
then you have them talk to each other. So they haven't talked yet. But you can have them communicate throughout the process by hitting update. Okay, the last thing we'll do is we'll make the logo and we'll merge it all
What is
together.
this at the top where it says my collection?
This is the badges.
Ah, okay. Better again after answering questions.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and try
Very
that.
cool.
I'm just gonna do it so we can see the badge. Um,
That's right.
this voice is terrible, but you're not stuck with this at all.
That's right.
Yeah,
I like the explanations. What did you say?
That's right.
Okay, so we got our first tools badge and now it's in our collection.
cool.
Very cool. And
I
it's
like that.
so easy to publish when I'm ready
I
to.
like how it's so
Mhm,
the badges are not just little icons, it's like a nice little picture.
mhm. So this is the logo it made us.
Ooh, I like it.
Welcome, Time Explorers. So we can revisit the era. We can study the flashcards afterwards. And again, I have to update. It's still updating from main for the flashcards. But I mean, we just made an app. How long did that take us?
Not very long. And how
Yeah.
much did it cost? This is what people always want to know, how much it costs.
Let's see. Oops. And we didn't use Canvas or anything. There's so much stuff that we could have done that we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just a quick build. And again, I like to build. I think I talked about this recently, but I like to sell what I build. There are a lot of websites and things where teachers are buying lessons from each other. You can easily monetize anything you build to a teacher community by connecting your Stripe. And I know you use Revenue Cat. This can also go to the App Store. There's a whole lot of things that you can do with this so that you're not, the money that you've spent is not just lost, right? It's not that
Mm-hmm.
I spent $15 and I'll never see that again. You can make more than you spend, and that's kind of the goal here. Okay, so our immersive, okay, yeah, so there's a big difference. So our immersive build on economy costs $2.71.
Yeah, such a big difference.
And look at
And
the difference here. I like the before and after. This is what we were dealing with before.
mm-hmm.
We didn't have those pictures. It was very basic. Now we have our logo. Look at that.
Yeah, such an upgrade.
Yeah, we've got our
And
font.
that only costs $2. That's really cool.
$2.71. Yeah. So
Yeah.
apply in main And so now I clicked apply to main, and
It's a
we'll
lot
hit,
more visual as well for the children. So like this journey map, it's got more pictures in it, so it's a lot more visual for children to
yeah,
be engaged with.
exactly.
Oh,
And
you got so
so
many suggested next tasks.
So yeah, keep progress safe. So kids can't accidentally erase their badges. That's a big one. That's what I would worry about if I was a teacher, because kids can get upset about that. Confirm
Mm-hmm.
quizzes and badges. Bring time explorers to iPad and tablet so students can use it in class. And if you click start, it'll start it for you.
Ah,
Make the quiz feel like a portal into the
very cool.
with animated scene. I have to do the animation. I can't. Um,
I
quiz
love
feels
that.
like, yeah. So let's see what it does for animated scene transitions. We can
Sometimes
build.
the suggested tasks are really great, and sometimes it's like something that you don't need, but it does give you more ideas.
Yeah, definitely, read the suggested tasks and decide if it's going to be a waste if you're, especially if you're, rationing your credits. But I think as far as today's purpose, we've created an app. Publishing it is as easy as hitting publish from your
Mhm.
tools and files area. Um, let's see, and I'll show
I
you
think
how.
we definitely do need to do an episode next where we show how to publish it. It's quite simple. And
Yeah.
then also in the future, how to get it onto the App Store.
Absolutely. So let's say I'm ready to publish it, right? I can hit publish here. It'll ask me what I want the Replit URL to be. You can
Hmm.
customize this as long as it's not taken. So let's call it what it was called, History Explorer, right? History.
Yeah.
Let's say we just want history. Oh, it's already used. Oh no.
What's it called? What's this called? What did it give us? Time Explorers? Is that what it
Oh,
said?
yeah, Time Explorers. Okay, so that's available. I can hit publish. Let's go ahead and do it just so we've shown it here, the whole process from idea to app, and
I
then
like
hit.
how it does an automatic security scan whilst it's publishing it.
And you might run into some issues, but it'll prompt you and tell you to talk to agent, and agent will figure it out and fix it. So you do that, and then the app link will be live at the URL we selected. You can also purchase domains. There's so much you can do that we won't go into right now, but that's a basic build from idea. I mean, you saw it live. We built our from idea. We used a skill that we wanted to use. We did skills and instructions, and we have an app that is ready to use in the classroom, right? And what's really cool is if
Okay.
you have like a smart board. I don't know, do you have a smart board in your classroom?
Yeah, we do. We have an interactive board, yeah.
Yeah. So are you able to get on the browser and open this up?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Like that's so
That's
cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
I might try this with my class tomorrow, actually. I've got
Yeah, I'll
school in
leave
the
it up
morning.
published,
Yeah.
and if you want, I don't know how long because I do know that it pulls from your credits because the kind of deployment that I chose, but that's okay. Oh, and look, it said make this task is already done too, but this is published. So let me share my screen and show you what it looks like when it's done publishing. Can you see that? It also
Mm-hmm.
says creating
Congratulations, your project
content.
is live.
Yep. So let's
And it gives
go.
you more options as well. Slide deck and animation.
So there you go. We
Very
have,
cool.
you could do that for a lesson plan. You could do that, depending on how you want to do it. I do still prefer to create things that can be monetized and sold and that other teachers can use. You can,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to add like password protection, you can add password protection,
Yeah,
all
things like logins and things. I think a lot of teachers can just build a tool to help them teach or anything in their work or in the classroom. But monetizing is always great, which we will talk about another day.
right. Well, I think that was fun. It's our first app that we've built
Mm.
together.
Yeah,
Please
very fun.
let
I
us
really
know.
liked how it turned out as well.
Yeah, it's cute and it's very general. We weren't doing it based on a specific lesson, but imagine how powerful it would be if you're like, "Hey, I'm trying to teach this concept. This is the
Hmm.
standard that I need. This is, the unit and whatnot." You could
You
build
have
them.
the idea all in your head.
Yeah, and you might be building it off of curriculum. Like this was so general. We said
Hmm.
history app for primary kids. That's nothing, right? That could be anything.
Yeah.
And it built us something to go off of. So now we can go super, concentrated on I want to do, on ancient Egypt and I want it to look like this and it can be done so
And then
easily.
so many things it applied because you'd put it through instructions, which is really great. And because we could pick the skill, it stuck
Yeah.
with us. It went through the process of asking us questions of how we wanted to, what kind of design we wanted to apply. So it made it so much more quicker and easier instead of having to reiterate a lot of things, a lot of
Yeah,
different ideas. It's very cool.
exactly. It was, I mean, I think that's not bad for a quick build. And the total cost, what did we say it was?
I think 10 initially, and then two more, so around 12, 13 to
Yeah,
make the logo too.
not too bad. And you can always check it as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into your settings and you look at your billing or account usage, it will tell you,
Usage. Yeah.
yeah, it'll tell you a breakdown. It'll say this is how much it was. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So publish apps. I'm going to check right now just so we know. Where is
And
my,
that didn't take very long as well.
no, it was quick. I mean,
But I think if you were like tinkering lots of different things into it, take a lot longer.
yeah. I don't see it here, but I think you're right. I think it must have been very cheap. I think it takes some time to show up, actually.
Yeah.
But it was cheap. It was under $20 easily. And I did not use the economy mode the whole time. If I had, it would have been a lot cheaper. And I mean, it did all those style upgrades and everything in economy. So,
Yeah. And this is like the basic app. So if people would want to, so what you call an MVP,
uh-huh.
like the basic app. And then
Yeah.
people can add to this later on. But before vibe coding, I think people had to pay thousands of pounds to get an app made like this, and we did it in $20.
Oh yeah, I mean you would have to pay a developer, right? And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it can get a lot more expensive, and then maintaining it and things like that. Now you can do it all yourself. So actually, if you do it, you might be saving money versus doing it the traditional way. So
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be customized, personalized to yourself.
yeah, and you can make. I can't tell you how many times I've made real time changes. I've had users be like, "Oh, this isn't working well," or I had a user one time tell me, "I wish you had this," and we got off the call from one of my other apps, and I added it within minutes, and she sent me a message
Yeah.
the next day, and she said, "You already put it in there." I was like, "Yeah."
That's really
So
cool. I did the same thing with my Sats app as well. A couple of reviews came onto the App Store, reviews, and then I took that feedback and I changed and added in the things that people were asking for straight away, and then
mhm.
updated it onto the App Store. It also took like a day to get
Yes.
approved the updates, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
so good because you can quickly go back to your app and add in whatever you need to.
Anytime you're working with a developer, there's so much explaining, this is what I want it to look like, and you cut out the
Mm-hmm.
middleman, and that's like my favorite thing about what we can do. So,
Yeah,
well, I think that was hopefully, I had a lot of fun, and
that
hopefully
was cool.
people who were able to watch this kind of see, start to finish idea to app to publish, just a very,
Mm-hmm.
very basic educational app and how you build it.
I have one question before we finish off. The skills and the instructions, can they be applied to apps that have already been made? No, what I mean is, if I say I finished a one app, okay, say for example my Sats app, it's there, it's published, it's ready, it's done. I don't want to change anything to it, but I want to take things from that app and then apply it to other apps. Can
Yeah.
skills be made? So do what I need to go on to my Sats app and make the skill there?
I think so. So I saw something under the skills in Replit, the default skills, and this is something we can look into, but it says use a skill, and there's one that says something about creating. It's a skill finder, skill creator. Create a new reusable skill to save instructions or workflows for future tasks. Okay, so it's on there as a skill creator. So what I would do is just to try, I would choose skill creator under the skills. It's one of the default skills that are there in your
Mm-hmm.
stats app. And I would say if there's a skill that I want to create a skill that I can use based on this in the stats app and see what it does, and you can always go into plan mode also and then see if you like its
Mm-hmm.
output before you make any changes to your app.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna give that a try. Very
Yeah.
cool. Learned a lot.
Yeah, no,
And I'm
thanks.
sure people who are watching have also learned a lot.
Thanks for building with me, and for to all our viewers, thanks for building with us. And hopefully you can see how easy it is and how we didn't need to
Mm-hmm.
use technical language. And if you're already building with Replit or building your apps, hopefully you learned something about, ways that you can use skills and instructions, because it really is amazing what's possible if you know how to kind of get into those features as well.
Yeah, and it's nice to see how we can apply it into educational apps. So the instructions that you gave, they're
Mhm.
really great for the being accessible and all those things. Really great for, and having the less instructions and more visuals. Really great for educational apps.
Abs-
Um, just a reminder, in the description below there will be our affiliate links, so do use them if you plan on getting a Replit account.
All right, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, guys.